Seed is nature's investment program. Agriculture is our attempt to partner with nature to capitalize on her investment. Those who work with the land are mindful of balance, hoping to enhance nature's ability to produce while at the same time sustaining the elements on Earth that support us. After the last ice age receded, Oregon's Willamette Valley grew rich with plants, great forests of oak and tall stands of prairie grass. Evidence suggests that Native Americans selectively used fire to promote and maintain their favorite food crops, like camas bulbs, yampa roots, and tarweed seeds. Commercial production of grass seed began in Linn County in the 1920s. By the end of World War II, the Willamette Valley was known as the grass seed capital of the world, though today about 10% of Oregon's seed crop is grown in counties east of the Cascade Range. Perhaps you didn't know that a patch of grass measuring 5 feet square produces all the oxygen you need for an entire year. It's true, but that's only half the story. Imagine air quality in Oregon today without grass's wonderful appetite for carbon dioxide. As you drive I-5 between Portland and Eugene, glancing left and right along that 100-mile by 50 corridor, imagine the more than 200 commercial crops now being grown there for domestic use and export. Grass seed is just one of those crops. And yet, because of the valley's unique characteristics, grass seed production comprises 50% of that cropland, 500,000 acres more or less. Why would this temperate belt along the 45th parallel be home to 60% of the world's supply of grass seed? Cool, wet winters and dry summers. Frankly, in some soggy parts of the Willamette Valley, grass is about the only thing that will grow really well. But grow it does. Each summer, farmers collect hundreds of millions of pounds of high-quality seed. Carefully cleaned, bagged, and tagged as certified, Oregon seed sets a standard that few other growing areas can match. "We keep rolling along," says one turf farm billboard along I-5. Yes, indeed, Oregon varieties of perennial ryegrass, fescues, bentgrass, and bluegrass are world-renowned for their lush durability. From pro golf links to kids' soccer fields, national parks to college bowls, Oregon grass seed is providing the carpet on which we walk, jog, and play. Along the way, grass is also enriching the earth, cleaning the air, and scrubbing pollutants from water before they reach our rivers. The Willamette Valley is an international hub for the seed industry, both for production and for research. Beyond fine turf grasses, Oregon is also known for fescues and orchard grass that livestock love. Even the lowly annual ryegrass is achieving international acclaim. When Midwest corn and soybean farmers began looking for something to plant on their wintering fields to prevent another dust bowl, annual ryegrass from Oregon was the answer. 1 million or more acres of cover crops are now building soil, boosting crop production, and saving money on fuel and fertilizer. The age of the steel plow is quickly becoming the age of conservation tillage and cover crops. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, in farm buildings, corporate offices, government halls, and university laboratories, a network of Oregonians that spans generations is keeping Oregon's grass seed industry thriving and progressive. Part of the nucleus of that vibrant community is the Oregon Seed Council, started in the early days of the industry to foster healthy relationships, fund research, and create markets for our seed products. It is through such collaboration that annual ryegrass became a household name throughout the nation's corn belt. Likewise, our common purpose led to the development of alternative markets and alternative crops, like meadow foam, a native plant which helps to control pests and reduce the need for pesticides. Oregon's nearly 1,500 grass seed farmers employ upwards of 10,000 individuals. In recent years, these farms generate $400 million or more in annual sales, coming mostly from buyers outside the state. That revenue creates a ripple of $1 billion in Oregon's economy. Wait, that's not a ripple, that's a roar. Looking at the family names associated with grass seed production in Oregon reveals another interesting aspect of the industry: stability and sustainability. Many of these families have been farming for generations, and many of them are still living and working the land their grandparents or great-grandparents purchased. To produce successful crops decade after decade on the land takes skill and dedication. To be financially successful takes additional skill. But keeping the land healthy also takes a commitment to the rules of nature. Farming in the Willamette Valley is a study in sustainability. One of Oregon's enduring values in the world is its reputation for sustainability, for consciousness of clean and green. More than a marketing ploy, Oregon's leadership in a world awash with environmental concern is both refreshing and economically important. Oregon has pioneered public beaches, recycling, organic farm standards, livable cities, and green building codes. Our love of the land and natural environment drove those things. Oregon's grass seed farmers share those values, and their farming practices help to keep our environment healthy, provide the open spaces Oregonians cherish, and clean the air we breathe. The Oregon Seed Council is a microcosm of that environmental ethic. We partner farmers, businesses, research institutions, and government agencies, putting our might and our hearts behind those ideals. While we help sustain an industry that drives a sustainable economy, we're also part of the green flag that flies high above for the world to admire and perhaps to model.